So, hello everyone there. Hi, my dearest students. Hello, students of the English language across Morocco, and especially the students of Al-Khawarizmi High School in Marrakesh, the Directorate of Marrakesh. So, hello dear viewers, hello the audience, hello all the people who are following me on this video. Let me first introduce myself to you. So my name is Abdulatif Boughadem. I'm a teacher of English at Al-Khawarizmi High School in Marrakesh in Azli South, the Directorate of Marrakesh, as I said earlier. So we all know how critical is the situation. We all understand the danger, why we are actually holding these classes today here. I mean, in a distant way, we're actually trying to use some technological tools, some very modest, let's say, some very modest means in order to get to you. So the reason why I'm actually holding these online courses is because of, let's say, the coronavirus, the COVID-19, which is spreading all over the world, not just our country. So we always hope for the best, and we will try to actually show how generous, all Moroccans are. So from my position as a teacher of English, I'm actually holding these classes in order to reassure all my students not to worry about their English classes. I'm available for them and for all Moroccan students at any time they want. I will try to share all my, if you want, contact number, like for example my phone number. I will try to share my email also. I will also try to actually share my Facebook profile or my, if you want, my WhatsApp, so that you can actually be in contact and keep in touch with me in case you would like to have some more elaboration on the class that we're going to have. So today I'm trying to present, let's say, one of the lessons where I stopped with my students in class. So we have actually reached unit 6, I guess. So today I'm going to actually start from unit 6, and we're going to start with the first class that we're going to actually watch on YouTube. So please try to subscribe on this channel and try to actually benefit from all the courses we're going to present, okay? So please, as you can see here, I have some, let's say some very modest tools that I will be trying to use, okay? So unit 6 normally is entitled Cultural Values, okay? This is where I actually stopped with my students, and I will go a little bit earlier, which means I will not start from where actually I stopped with my students. I will go a little bit earlier, and I will start with the first lesson in this unit, unit 6. I forgot to mention the name of the textbook, Ticket to English, but you don't have to worry about, let's say, this difference between, let's say, textbooks across our country. We have 3 different books, but they all actually have one goal. They have the same competencies, they have the same, if you want to make things more simple for you, they have the same lessons, okay? They have the same course which is actually intended to, or which is devoted to baccalaureate students. So unit 6 here is called, or is entitled, Cultural Values. So as you can see here, before we start and before we go into the unit, I would like first to explain the meaning of the title. So as you can see here, we have cultural values. We're going to actually first explain, let's say, what do we mean by cultural and what do we mean by values. So let's start with the first keyword that we have in the title. So the first word that we have is culture. And as you can see here, cultural, we have AL, which actually shows that the word here in the title is an adjective, which is actually derived from the word culture. This is an adjective, cultural. Okay, so what do we mean first by culture? Culture is the set of traditions and customs, within a community. And as you can see, community is the synonym or the equivalent of our, for example, our society. That's what we mean by culture. Culture is the set of traditions. All the traditions, all the customs within a community, within a society. So hence we can talk about, for example, the Moroccan culture, which means that we actually mean by what do we mean by Moroccan culture? So we have the traditions and the customs that we actually have in our culture. So here, the Moroccan culture normally has many other subcultures, like for example, the Arab culture, or the if you want, the Arabs culture, or the Arabic culture, if you want, okay? And we have the Amazigh culture. And of course, we have many other cultures, let's say subcultures, if you want, in our community, okay? So here we have culture, the set of traditions and customs. Traditions and customs. العادات والتقاليد. Traditions and customs. That's what we mean by culture. We can talk about the French culture. We can talk about the English culture. We can talk about, let's say, different cultures across the world, okay? The second word that we have here is, let's say, the plural of value. So what do we mean by value? So value normally has different, if you want, meanings and different senses. So we will try to define, or we will try to give different, if you want, different definitions of the word value according to the sector where we are using the word. So when we talk about the value of things, for example, we can talk about the value of gold. What's the value of gold? Like, for example, a golden ring or a golden bracelet, for example. So when we talk about the value of items, we actually mean by that the price and how costly are these items, okay? That's what we mean by the word value. In the sector, if you want, let's say, when we try to actually talk about items, when we try to talk about, if you want, watches, we'd like to talk about telephones or smartphones, for example, we're talking about the value. It means the price or the cost of that item. So when we talk about the value, for example, of a particular number in a mathematical equation, maths equation, so we may, for example, look for the value of x minus 2, for example, equals something. So here we might be looking for the value of x. So the value is a variable normally that would replace the variable x here. It can be a number. So the value of x in a maths equation could be, for example, a number. What is the number that would replace x, for example, in this mathematical equation? So when we talk about value again in relation to culture, so a value is a concept that we would actually use in order to actually build good relationships within the same community. So we have, for example, we can talk about value as, for example, a universal quality. It's a quality that a culture actually adopts or has. So we can talk about universal qualities or universal values. So the value here can be, for example, universal value or quality. It can also mean human value. And as you can see here, when we talk about human values or universal values, we are referring to values like what? Like, for example, tolerance. Tolerance is a human value or a universal value, or what we can call later on a cultural value. So a cultural value is a value like what? Like tolerance, or if you want, coexistence. Okay, coexistence. So all these words here try to represent, let's say, the meaning of a cultural value. So today I will start with you with, let's say, the first lesson, which is going to be about vocabulary, and we will try to actually talk about, if you want, some other values that I will be showing on my TV here. It's, let's say, a modest way of giving a lesson to you. So I will try to show you the different words that we will be talking about. So I will give you some time to read what I have just, if you want, written down here on the board, and then I will try to show you the other words that you will be working on. So if you can just allow me a few seconds, I would like to show you this table, which tries to represent, let's say, different words at the top, and then we have an exercise that we can do. So please take a look at this table, and then we will try to continue, okay? Here it is. And of course, I will try to give you, let's say, some documents that you can download either from my Facebook profile or from elsewhere. So please take a look at this. So the first word that we have, as you can see there, is tolerance, okay? The second word is citizenship, okay? Try to follow, let's say, try to concentrate on the box at the top. So we have tolerance is number one. We have citizenship. We have existence. We have responsibility, if you want. We have responsibility. We have equity. We also have altruism, as you can see here. We have cooperation, morals, diversity, culture shock, prejudice, stereotypes, racism, xenophobia, multilingualism, customs, patrimony, clash, misunderstanding, and hospitality. So I will just allow you a few seconds to actually try to read these words here and try to concentrate on the different words which are related to the Unit 6 cultural values. And I will also give you some time to look at the table below. As you can see here, we have matched the words with the appropriate what? With the appropriate definitions. Okay, so I would like you to read the word, or if you want, I would like you to read the term or the concept. So we're going to start with tolerance here. Okay, so you will be looking at the different definitions here and try to match them. Okay, try to match the words. So the second part of this vocabulary lesson is here. So we have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So we're going to match all these words with the definition. So as you can see, guys, we're going to actually look at the previous, if you want, part of the exercise here. So we're going to correct it. So as you can see here, number one is tolerance. Number one is tolerance. So the definition that actually goes for this concept or for this value is C. So as you can see here, C, the capacity for or the practice of recognizing and respecting the beliefs or practices of others. That's number one. So number one should be matched with C. Let's go to number two. Number two is citizenship. What is citizenship? So the answer is H. The status of a citizen with its attendant duties, duties here means responsibilities, rights and privileges, all the advantages that a citizen can actually enjoy. So number four, we have responsibility. What is responsibility? Responsibility here should be matched with P. So we have P here. Let me go to the second part. So it's P. We have the state or quality, can you follow with me here? The state or quality or fact of being in charge or responsible for something. Number five, we have equity. Equity, the definition is T. Its definition is T, as you can see. The last definition here, the state, quality or ideal of being just, impartial and fair. So equity means being impartial, being fair, treating others, for example. Number six is altruism. Altruism definition is S, I'm sorry. It's S, it's here. So the unselfish concern for the welfare of others, selflessness, okay? So the opposite of altruism is egoism, okay? Self-centeredness. Good. Number seven, we go to number seven, which is cooperation. Cooperation here, normally, its definition is J. As you can see, the collaboration of persons or businesses for a common benefit. So cooperation means working together to get to the same objective, to the same end. Number eight is morals. As you can see here, we have morals. So what do we mean by morals? The answer is R. Let's go to the second part. R is here. Principles of behavior based on the concepts of right and wrong. That's what we mean by morals. Principles of behavior based on right. So it is, if you want, the ability to understand or to make a distinction between what is good and what's not good. The ability to make a clear cut between good and bad, if you want, behavior. The next term is Diversity. So diversity number 9, as you can see here. So its definition is N. Okay, so let's go to N and check. We have N, the fact or quality of being diverse and, if you want, different. So diversity means variety. It means difference. So we can say, for example, the diversity of the Moroccan, or in the Moroccan culture. We have the Amazigh culture, we have the Arabic culture, we have the, if you want, Hassani culture. So we can say that the Moroccan culture is a diverse culture. The next word, or the next, if you want, term is stereotypes. Stereotypes means wrong ideas on a person or group of people based on unreal judgments. So we try to make a judgment on a particular person without knowing them before, without having any relationship with them earlier. We try to make some judgments on them. We say that those people are good or those people are not good. So stereotype means the wrong ideas, the false image that we make on a person or group of people based on religion, based on, for example, language, based on color, and so on and so forth. Okay? The next term is racism. Racism is normally matched with B. So we have racism, discrimination or prejudice based on race. We try to have, for example, racism between black and white people. We have racism between, for example, men, which is based on gender, between men and women, and so on and so forth. So these things do not exist anymore in our culture and our world, if you want, okay? So the next term is xenophobia, as you can see here. Xenophobia is the state of being fearful. You have fear. You are worried, okay, about, for example, the presence of another person who is a foreigner, okay, or stranger. Okay, so it is the state of being fearful or contemptuous, especially of strangers or foreign people, when you are not feeling at ease with the presence of a foreign person. That's what we mean by xenophobia. Then the next term is multilingualism, as you can see. Multilingualism, which is number, if you want, 15. So 15 here, multilingualism. The answer or the definition is Q. It is the ability of using more than one language by the same speaker. When one person speaks more than one language, we say that he is a multilingual person. He speaks French, he speaks English, he speaks German, and so on and so forth. Okay, so he is a multi. You understand the meaning of suffix, many languages. The next word or the next term is customs. So customs, the definition of customs is F, as you can see here. F. A practice followed by people by people of a particular group or region. So all, if you want, the practices, like the traditions, like, for example, if you want, the customs that we actually have in our culture that are followed by a group of people within a community or in a particular region. Okay? So the customs. So the next word or the next term is patrimony, which is 17. Patrimonies, normally definition is I, which is here, an inheritance from a father or other ancestor, or other ancestors if you want, okay? So all what is left to us from our grandparents or our great-grandparents is called, for example, patrimony. We say the patrimony of, if you want, the Almoravids in Marrakesh, like, for example, if you want, La Koutoubia Minaret, for example, or if you want, we have many other, let's say, tourist sites which are dating back to the Almoravids era. So we say the patrimony, the heritage, if you want, or all what is inherited from our ancestors and great-great-grandparents. After patrimony, we have clash. What do we mean by clash? So the answer is K, as you can see. K, the meaning of clash is a conflict as between opposing or irreconcilable ideas. So we can have a clash when we have, for example, a difference or opposing ideas or opposing opinions about something. Okay, we have a clash, a great, if you want, shock between two things. Good. The next term is misunderstanding. Misunderstanding, which is, if you want, 19, the one before the last. The answer is Q. Misunderstanding means the ability, misunderstanding, I'm sorry. It's O, not Q, I'm sorry, it's O, it's here. A failure to understand or interpret correctly. When you misunderstand what a person would like to, for example, tell you, or what a person would like to get to. So I say something, and you misunderstand it, because you are not from the same culture, for example, or you do not get the meaning of what I'm driving at, okay? That's what I mean by misunderstanding, the inability to understand. Or, if you want, the wrong understanding of something, understanding something wrongly. Hospitality, which is the last word, hospitality. So the answer is N, okay? The answer is N. It's an instance of cordial and generous treatment of guests. It means when you welcome a person to your house and you offer him, for example, the best things that you have, the best room, the best, for example, if you want the best things that you have in your home, or you offer him, for example, a great welcome, offering him different kinds of food, maybe putting them up in your house, offering them the best accommodation, the best furniture, and so on and so forth. That's what you mean by hospitality. And this is one quality that we actually can find in the Moroccan society. So as you can see, guys, here, we actually have learned a lot of words which are related to culture shock in few minutes. Now I will let you go to, let's say, if you want, other lessons, and we will try to follow the order that you have in your book, okay? Let me also offer you, let's say, the board here, the whiteboard here, with all the words and all the terms we have just seen. So as you can see here, this is number 1, tolerance, it's C. We have number 2, citizenship, it's H. We have number 3, coexistence, it's L. We have number 4, responsibility, it's P. We have 5, equity, it's T. We have number 6, altruism, it's S. And 7, cooperation, it's J. Morals, it's R. Diversity, it's N. Culture shock, E. Prejudice, G. Stereotypes, A. Racism, B. Xenophobia, D. Multilingualism, Q. Customs, F. Patrimony, I. Clash, K. Misunderstanding, O. And hospitality, M. So as you can see here, we have covered, let's say, the maximum we can of all the terms and all the concepts and all the vocabulary or lexical items which are related to Unit 6 vocabulary section, culture, cultural values. Okay, so thank you so much for actually watching, and thanks for actually pursuing my course today. And I promise I will make and I will give more courses and more, if you want, online lessons here on this YouTube channel. Thanks a lot and see you again. Goodbye.